I'd like to take a moment to go through a keratoconus evaluation with the Insight 100. The ultrasound taking within 1 micron measurements of the epithelium sets us in a very unique position to where we can eliminate the tear film because we're fully immersed ultrasound and we're picking up the epithelium, the stromal surface, and the posterior surface of the cornea. So the Insight 100, in conjunction, used with maybe an Orbscan, maybe a Galilei, another topography system picking up the BFS, the rear surface. If you have keratoconus suspect patients, you're wondering whether they are truly keratoconus or not, this instrument can absolutely nail that. A subset of those patients, your instrumentation may mention that they appear to be keratoconus. We've got multiple studies. Dr. Reinstein has put these out, published them, that at least 7% of those patients where the other instrumentation did state this is a keratoconus suspect patient were indeed not keratoconus. So these can be added to your LASIK SMILE procedure volume, as opposed to maybe doing a ICL on those patients or not operating on them at all. Ectasia post-refractive surgery is a very real concern that you have. A pre-op image with our instrument can help assuage those concerns to where you can go ahead and be confident to do your procedures on them. So I'm going to review very quickly a patient that is suspect keratoconus. So once you've selected your patient, you can bring up their images. On the left-hand side of the screen, you see all the various meridians that were taken for this keratoconus suspect patient. A multitude of images were taken here. We are looking at how much of the actual cornea is exposed in these images. And you can see, roughly we got a pretty decent image. Inferior and superior and the far reaches of the cornea may not be captured, but we can take a look at that. So we are looking at the first meridian, just validating that indeed that we've picked it all up. Here's the A scan. You can turn that on and look. Here is your epithelium. This is Bowman's membrane, and this is the rear surface of the cornea, not the endothelial cells, but the barrier from tissue to aqueous humor. So we're looking at just to make sure that the pickups were all there. There's no squiggly lines where the ultrasound had difficulty. We would simply click the reviewed. You have to review each and every one of these images in order to have your reports come up. So as I go through, just taking a quick look at these. This down here, we have a little lid artifact in the way. We didn't capture. The full screen is approximately 10 millimeters across, so the optical zone is easily covered here. So we're just looking at each and every one of these very quickly, and we're ready to go. We've reviewed each and every one of them. It says reviewed on them. And now the epithelium maps come up on the screen, and we can take a look here. So this is topography as opposed, or this is tomography as opposed to topography, so we have a little variance in the color scale. Blue is thin, red is thick. So with a keratoconus suspect patient, we want to take a look, and sure enough, we have this thinning. So where my mouse is, you can see the actual micron thickness of the epithelium on the epithelium map. This is the stromal map over here. So the epithelium has indeed thinned over what is possibly a thickening of the stromal or a bulging forward of the entire cornea, and the epithelium thinning over that high point. We also have a unique feature with our instrument, and that is the keratoconus report. Same epithelium maps across the top. Down below here, this is a normative database of patients. Over 7,000 patients are in this normative database, collected over many years. On the right-hand side of this is the Reinstein-Silverman keratoconus score. Okay, this is not a red light, green light operation, folks. We want you to make sure that you are validating what you're looking at in our epithelium maps, the standard deviation maps, taking a look at your other instrumentation so that they do indeed correlate. Right now we're set in a rectangular pattern. I can also change that to a circular grid pattern. Here you can clearly see that we're from the center point 2, 4, 6, 8 millimeters, 8.5 millimeters optical zone covered in this map. Again, we're looking here at a very central thinning, surrounded by a thickening. You can see a donut appearance surrounding the thinning. That's thickening epithelium. Down below on the standard deviation map, again, it's a correlation between the standard population. This indeed is thinning in this section here. On the keratoconus score over here, this red line across here is your patient that we've just imaged. Grade 1 keratoconus, 2. These bars out here are the outer liars for that grade, but you can clearly see we have gone all the way through grade 1 and even touching a grade 2 keratoconus patient. So in this case, it is confirmed we have a patient with keratoconus. These maps, to further dive into some of the detail, we can display the meridians. This patient stayed clearly focused on this image. Very nice. These are all the meridians that we took. And with that, that is the Reinstein-Silverman keratoconus score on the Insight 100. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to us here at Orbscan, either our clinical team or our sales team. We're glad to help you whenever you wish. Thank you very much.